Karibu kwenye kipindi Kilimo Hai. Ni kipindi kinachoangazia kuhusu kilimo biashara kwa kutumia teknolojia za kisasa ili kuongeza uzalishaji na faida za mapato. Utapata fursa ya kujifunza mengi kuhusu mbinu za ukulima na huenda ukapata fikra kutumia kile kipande chako cha ardhi ambacho hujafikiria kukitumia. Karibu, mimi ni Ali Salim.
My name is Jessy and this is 911 Rabbit Farm. I am a rabbit farmer and I own and manage this farm. We keep a lot of rabbits, mostly for meat, and we also invite schools for visits at this humble place. Join us today as we have a tour of our place. I started rabbit farming 3 years ago, first as a hobby. Then later on, mainstream, I started commercial rabbit farming. Later on, as the demand increased, I started selling rabbit meat all over around. The neighbors started asking for rabbit meat. So that's how I developed until where I am right now. I can say rabbit farming has been good and kind to me because I'm able to support my family. And I'm able to also do a lot of things through the ventures I've encountered with this kind of farming. Rabbit farming has also been kind to me, as when most people think of rabbits or rabbit farming, they think about only rabbits, but I'm able to sell manure, I'm able to sell other things like urine, and I'm also able to invite neighboring schools to come for farm visits with the children, especially grade 3 or 4. The children enjoy playing with the rabbits. They also enjoy coming to the rabbit farm, and for me it's a good source of joy too, because I'm able to do what I love best every day. Rabbit farming has had some challenges also. The challenges in rabbit farming are quite, they're not a lot, but they are quite intricate. For example, there is diseases. Most rabbits die from diseases. But as a farmer, and also advise other farmers, the best way to prevent this is to keep a well-cleaned rabbit farm and a neat rabbit farm, because if you have a clean clean farm, then the rabbits are not able to get infected by these diseases. That's the main challenge, diseases. Then the second challenge with rabbit farming, I can say, is mostly related to feeds. Sometimes feeds are expensive. Pellets, we have maize jam, we feed them on hay. Sometimes the people who sell these feeds really exaggerate the prices. So for farmers, it's kind of a challenge sometimes. But as a rabbit farmer, I encourage people to always source for feeds where they can. For example, as you can see from my farm, when the leaves dry out, the skooma and the managu and whatnot, I also feed the rabbits from that. So I don't buy a lot of food. Also, I cut grass from neighboring houses outside, so I'm able to save on feeds just to save the cost, because if I save on cost, then I'm able to maintain a well-run farm. That challenge was mostly to do with marketing. Not many people are aware of rabbit meat. Most people are used to chicken, goats, cows, but not many people prefer rabbit meat. So it was a challenge to convince people to buy into rabbit meat. But I was able to overcome that through just getting the first customer, then the second, then the repeat, and so on, referrals. So now at least I have several people who come and buy rabbit meat. Rabbit meat is good also for old people and diabetic people. It helps them a lot. People with gouts, low blood pressure, because it's white meat, it's low saturated fat, low in calories. It's the best white meat around. It's better than chicken or even fish because it's low in calories. So rabbit farming for me has opened so many doors in my own way. I can say I've been able to at least open up the minds of people to eating rabbit meat, and that has also favored my business because they are repeat customers and so on. This is my farm.
Tukaanza na sungura wawili, kesho yake moja kazaa watoto 8. Hatukujua la kufanya, tukashika wale watoto wa sungura na mikono. Mama yao akala wote. Nikamwambia arudi kule aliponunua aende afunzwe kidogo, aelimishwe kidogo mambo ya sungura. Akaenda akaelimishwa. Jioni hiyo sungura huyo mwenzake akaja kazaa pia watoto 8. safari ya sungura ikaanza. Kutafuta chakula, majani, tukaona hiyo hawashibi vizuri, ndio tukaingia kwa pellets. Tukaanza kununua pellets. Tukawa tumejenga nyumba pale nje, 12 cages. Tukaona kulea sungura moja na wanawe haileti faida haraka. Akaongeza sungura wengine. By the end of the week tukakuwa na sungura 12. Challenge zilianza hapo za kujisomesha wenyewe. Hatuna mtu wa kutusomesha. Mara ni kupiga simu auliza huyu mkulima anakuambia vile, huyu hivi, vile vile. Tukaendelea hivyo, tukaamua sisi wenyewe tuchukue record, tusome na sungura wetu wenyewe. Tukaanza kuweka rekodi. Tukajisomesha wenyewe. Sungura kaja kagonjeka mmoja, akawa mgonjwa. Tukaanza safari ya kutafuta vet. Tukatafuta, tukapata vet mmoja. Huwa hadi sasa ndio twa consult saile sungura ni mgonjwa.
Rabbits have so many benefits. Now I want to show you an example of how we preserve the skin, because other than urine and manure and all other things that rabbits provide, they also give us skins. On these skins are used to make fur coats, they are used to make scarves, sweaters, but this is how we preserve the skin. So once you take the pelt from the rabbit, it's called a skin or a pelt. We usually pour salt on it, then we pin it on this wood, then we preserve it this way. It usually takes a day to dry, or 2 if the sun is not that hot. It usually takes 2 days, but once it's dry, then now we can come and rub off the salt and the skin is good to go. Now this can be used to make even hats and also wallets and shoes. You can see we have several skins here. So for farming, I think it's all about knowing how to preserve the skin so that the skins can remain as healthy as possible, so that they can be used to now produce the clothes and so on. The economic importance of rabbit farming. Rabbits require less land, as you can see, and as you can see, our place is not that big. Rabbits usually never require that much land. That's a good economic importance. Rabbits grow fast, and that's true. 6 months, rabbits have usually reached maturity as compared to other livestock that take years and years. High quality meat. Rabbit meat is one of the best meat all over. It's low in calories and low in fat. The best white meat out there. They have a high reproduction rate. Rabbits usually produce young ones every 30 days. That's a very high reproduction rate, and that's why rabbit farming is quite economical for me as a farmer. The rabbit fur, as we've seen the skins here, they are very much economical, as they are used to make clothes, like we said. Rabbit urine can be used as pesticide or insecticide, depending. Rabbit urine is so conk, it can either be used to fight aphids in the kills, as you can see our skumas and all. We usually use it as a pesticide, and you can also use it as fertilizer. Then we have rich manure. Rabbits are usually very rich manure, rich in nitrogen. That's why you can see our farmers very green leaves, and the skumas are well developed. It's because of the high nitrogen in the manure. And that's mostly the economic importance of rabbit keeping.
Faida za sungura ni nyingi. Sungura haina hasara. Kuna nyama, kuna ngozi yake bado huwa waweza tengeneza viatu. Najua prisons huwa wananunua na tengeneza vitu kadhaa. Mbolea yake, manure yake, hata ukitupa kwa shamba daily, haiharibu shamba. Mkojo yake, urine, pia ina faida. Ni dawa kwa mimea na bado ni mbolea.
We have various benefits of rabbit meat. Rabbit meat is low in cholesterol, has less fat, is low in calories, is low in saturated fats, and is also high in protein. That's why rabbits are one of the best meats out there, and is one of the best livestock in the meat category. Rabbit meat is highly digestible, hence suitable for the sick and the young. It's all white meat, and it's one of the most nutritious meats out there. Rabbit meat is recommended for a variety of specific diets. Like I said, there's diabetes, gouts, and hypertension. People who are old and elderly are mostly advised to eat rabbit meat because it's very, very, very rich in nutrients. So these are some of the benefits of rabbit meat, and that's why we advise most people to eat rabbit meat as compared to other red meats out there. This is a food dip. A food dip is very important because it usually has a disinfectant that kills off bacteria, so that hata ukitoka hapa na ukirudi penye huko, you don't spread the bacteria from the rabbitry. This is a rabbitry, a place where rabbits are kept. So a food dip is very important in that aspect. Welcome to our rabbitry. This is where we keep our rabbits. As you can see, this is the kindling block. This is where the rabbits are born. Of course, as a healthy rabbit farmer, you always have to keep your records. You have to know which rabbits you're mating with which ones and why these ones cannot mate with the other ones. So this being the birthing side, on this side we can say mostly we've kept our female rabbits because this is where they come to give birth to the young ones. The young ones of a rabbit are called kittens, and a rabbit normally gives birth to between 4 to 14 kittens at one time, and the gestation period is normally 30 days. So now, this being the birthing side, let's first take a look here. We can see our medicines, our vitamins. These are the ones we give our rabbits so that they can become healthy and have enough vitamins and calcium in their blood, especially the female rabbits. This is the disinfectant we usually put in the water, the one you've just stepped on. Then we also have other things that we use to combat our diseases. We have our biotrim. This one helps with the lungs. We have these ones for cuts and bruises because rabbits normally fight sometimes. So this is in kama Dettol hivi. So that's what we use. We have our liquid paraffin. This one we use where they have an ear infection. We call it ear canker. So you put some in their ears. Yeah. Then basically that's it. Then a bit of white vinegar. This is a hack. If you want your rabbits to be more productive, you can put it in water, then the rabbits will remain vibrant all through. They are able to, especially the male rabbits, they are able to mate with the female rabbits well. Now this is our record keeping books. This is where we keep all the records for all the females and the bucks that have mated. Record keeping is very important in rabbit rearing because it helps you assess which male rabbits are stronger and which ones are weaker. You normally want to have a strong rabbitry. So if you don't have a record book, you can't know if your rabbits are becoming weaker or more stronger. We normally name our rabbits depending on when they've given birth and who they've been mated with. For example, on this side, we can see here this cage is of a breeding doe. A breeding doe means is a proven doe. Proven doe meaning she's given birth more than 2 times. So I'm sure she'll give birth again and again and again. So a breeding doe, this rabbit was a New Zealand white. It was mated with a buck named Carola. So I normally have to identify which buck mated with which rabbits so I can assess which are the stronger bucks. A buck is a male rabbit and a female rabbit is called a doe. So on this side, this is our male rabbit. On this rabbitry, one male rabbit can be served to 12 does. So our male rabbit on this side is a Dutch rabbit. His name is Ube. He's at least 9 months old and over. So he's a strong buck and he produces very good kittens.
Baada ya mapumziko mafupi, tutakuletea mengi kuhusu kilimo hai. Endelea kutazama.